Hello.
Oh no, I think my camera is glitching. What's up, guys?
Is your camera glitching?
I think so. It is on my end.
Yeah, you're doing choppy camera.
That sucks. I try to fix
guys,
that.
do you guys remember back in the day when Dalton's camera was choppy because Dalton's internet was not so good?
You know what?
We're
That
back.
might be the issue.
I wonder if it is. Run a speed test, man.
I am.
Yeah. It could very well be that. It could very well be that. But hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. And I just want you all to know something. We do, if you see on the bottom, we have this wonderful thing that says we've got a lot planned for you. So buckle up, sit down and enjoy. We actually do. There's a lot tonight. And by a lot, I mean, like, I actually wrote out a whole thing that you guys are going to have to suffer through.
It's beautiful and it's worth it.
Yeah, but it is worth it. It is explicitly about a particular country that I don't like. So I hope you all are ready for that. But as always, everybody, welcome to Insanity Developing. My name is TacticalTurtleneck. I am a YouTuber, an autistic person, slightly insane. Some might call schizophrenic, though I'm actually not.
Nope.
Yeah, that's who I am. I make weird YouTube videos. Make sure to watch my most recent YouTube video, which is about how Post Malone and technically all punk rock as well, but Post Malone is not punk rock, but the whole aesthetic of like tattoos on your face, that whole shtick is a result of Napoleon's penis being stolen by a priest.
You know, I haven't watched it yet, but just looking at the thumbnail and the title, I was just like, "Oh man, this is gonna be one I'm
it's
gonna
a
have
wicked
to
one. I'm really proud of it.
I have some time. Yep.
I'm really proud of it. It was one of my favorite videos to have recorded. Lex is now my editor, and he edited that one,
cool.
and it was great. I think it came out great, so I'm stoked about it.
Very cool.
And who are you?
I am Dalton Sutton. I am a web developer and a musician, and I do these things every week. So,
and your camera still sucks, yes?
My camera still sucks, yes. I shut down my camera is my phone, so I restarted my phone, still not working right. So, and my internet is at like 800 down, so I'm good there.
Well, down doesn't matter; it's upload.
I canceled before I even saw the upload, so.
No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm having it's been a week, all right? It's been a long week. I turned 30.
And just so everybody knows, of course, we do have our third host, Dimmy. Dimmy is an every other week host because of his work schedule. So that's just kind of how it is. But just remember, if you love Dimmy, make sure that you tell us in comments both on YouTube and wherever you watch podcasts. Make sure to rate us all of the good stuff, and it really helps us out. And then comment something like Dimmy has a nice butt. By the way, your camera's doing okay now.
Yeah, I ran a speed test and it's 40 down, or it's 40 up. So I mean, like that
should be enough. Yeah, it's working now. I think maybe it just needed it might have just been a hiccup. So
weird.
Now we also have something else, everybody, that Dalton has just been made aware of, but I just want everybody else to know. So we have sponsors.
Yay!
So
finally.
Today, yeah, I know. Today's I'm gonna do my ad read, everybody. Today's podcast is sponsored by Bumper. I can't even fucking do this. Sponsored by Bunker Baptism. You've stocked ammo. You've got a water filter built from crushed quartz and libertarian tears, but your butthole still vulnerable to dirt, to sin, to shame. Introducing Bunker Baptism, the world's first tactical bidet designed for post-apocalyptic purity. Forged in the fires of Fort Benning and blessed by 3 rogue chaplains, this bidet doesn't mist. It eradicates. With every burst, it screams Bible verses at 130 decibels while pressure washing your sins directly off your colon. Bunker. Jesus Christ. I can't even say this anymore. Bunker Baptism. Because you might die dirty, but you don't have to die unclean. Dalton, back to you.
Beautiful. Yep. Brand new sponsor. And of course, I'm sure Tack can attest to this, but we never accept a sponsorship that we haven't thoroughly tested ourselves.
Yep. And I use bunker baptism daily, dude. My colon has never been cleaner. When I tell you, it is like having a drill sergeant go inside of you and lick you clean. That's what it's like. It's like having sex with a chaplain, but consensually.
Okay. Yeah, beautiful. And you guys can check it out if you guys go to listen. You guys get a discount code if you guys go to listen.insanitydeveloping.com/bunker baptism.
Baptism, yeah.
Yep.
Baptism.
Beautiful.
Yep,
Awesome.
So, Dalton, we have a lot to cover tonight. What would you like to start with?
Oh boy, give me a second because I just announced that a link existed before it even existed, so I'm trying to make the link so it exists. Yep, there we go. Create link. Bam. All right, you guys can now go to that. Beautiful. All right.
Awesome. Great.
All right. Let's look at our topics. I did make a list.
You did make a list, but I
did not check it twice.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things actually happened after I made this list. We'll get to that. I think first, so Greenland. So Vice President Vance and Second Lady, her name's a little different, and I can't remember what it's like. Ursula.
She's Ursula. Yeah. She's Indian. It's a difficult.
I think I'm saying Usha. Usha. I'm not sure. But anyway, if they went to Greenland,
Usha.
Yeah. They went to Greenland today, and they kind of checked out a little bit of kind of like the military operations that we have going on there. Trying to, I think, because Senator Mike Lee went, he tagged along. Yeah, and I was listening to a thing that he gave like a little short speech there. I was listening to that right before we came on, and it seemed like they were trying to sell the idea, or maybe not the idea, but actually trying to convince those of Greenland that America has always stood with them and always has stood for what they want for themselves and can protect them just as we always have. I think, to
be fair, we've protected them more than any other country just because we're us.
Right. And so it looks like the Trump administration put out a minute and 30-second video today, kind of going over it. If you want me to play that real quick, I can.
Go for it.
Sweet.
I'm going to ready to mute you because it does that weird thing.
Still do that? Man, I was hoping I fixed that. All right, cool. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Cold silence of the tundra. A bond was born, not from treaties or trade, but from blood and bravery. While Germany controlled Europe, the Nazis set their sights on the Arctic. Greenland became an unwitting combatant, and the United States stepped in, not to conquer, but to protect. In 1943, nearly 1,000 American soldiers with 4 chaplains set sail from New York to Greenland, carrying with them hope, duty, and a quiet fear. But their ship was torpedoed by a Nazi U-boat, and the frigid waters of the North Atlantic became a grave. Those 4 chaplains gave up their life vests, giving their lives so that others might live, to protect America and Greenland. Their sacrifices helped win our freedom, and we will never forget. Together, Americans and Greenlanders stood as sentinels at the top of the world. But today, Greenland faces new threats, from Russian aggression and Chinese expansion.
And Europeans writ large.
In every joint mission, every Arctic patrol, every partnership forged in the shadow of melting ice and rising tensions. This is not just history, it is destiny. Now is the time to stand together again. For peace, for security, for the future, America stands with Greenland.
So yeah,
Greenland has like a population of like nothing. It's like when you really, when you
my closest town is a very small town. It's got more people.
That's what I'm saying is like there are towns that have more, which blows my mind that this is an entire.
small towns that are like considered small in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
I would also like to say, like, it's technically not wrong, the ad. Like in both the historical context, but also the realistic context. And the realistic context is the United States has been the world police. We've been criticized for it, which is always hilarious because the people criticizing it for us, now that we are saying, oh, okay, deal with it yourselves, are now saying that we are anti-freedom and horrible people and isolationists for not wanting to be the world police. So you can't have it both ways. It's not Burger King, you little fucking assholes. So you can't have it your way. All right. It's gonna be our way. And our way is we're gonna buy Greenland.
That's gonna be very interesting.
I think that's the plan, right? Is to buy it, not to also your camera off. Dalton, are you there? Guys, I think that Dalton might have passed on. Is this technical difficulty, Shell? I don't know. I'm unsure. It's a Dalton difficulty. Okay, I didn't know if it was like a me thing or if this was a him thing. But I would like to point this out. I would like to point out that you do have Greenland, right, which is essentially just a massive resource hub. It is a strategic hub as well, just because of its location in the ocean. So yes, technically, you could say that it's a militaristic point that we have to maintain things in that region. I personally am not a big believer that we need to have the United States be the world police, but at the same time, having that area as a deterrent doesn't necessarily imply that we have to continue that route anyway. Just means, oh, cool, we get earlier warning signs to stupid people doing stupid shit like the French. Dalton, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened. My router just like decided to reset itself or something. So
gotcha.
I hopped on my phone's hotspot. So my phone's working overtime.
Damn. Okay.
Yep. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I definitely think that Trump's going to make a deal in some way, shape, or form. Probably within the next year, I would imagine. Maybe 6 months.
It's going to be interesting because if it's just purely monetary, right?
Mm-hmm.
The monetary value, because everybody's looking at, oh, well, we're already in debt. There's going to be this upfront cost and blah, blah, blah. Technically, yes, but no. People don't realize, okay, like, let me ask you this. Hey, Dalton, if I buy a house for $100,000, right? Do I have $100,000 or do I technically now have more?
Well, depends on equity, what you put into the house, all that.
So statistically, pretty much and historically, I now have 1.5 to 2 times that.
Right.
And the reason being is one, equity and values go up because inflation occurs, but also you own mineral rights. Mm-hmm. You own mineral rights offshore. You own a huge, it's worth more, especially when we're trying to become like dominant in the sphere of creating our own like silicon chips and stuff like that. Having more mineral resources that we can use, and let's just be real, let's use them at home, is going to be a huge boon to the United States economy.
Yeah.
More so than, let's just say, whatever, how many, zeros you have to add to that check.
Right.
Over money. And it's not going to be all at once. It's going to be like over a period of like probably 50 years that we're, that's typically how this shit goes. Right. And like Louisiana Purchase and stuff. Yeah. Like those kind of things I think were made just quickly, but they were also like nothing. Nothing was there.
Compared to
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild that we acquired those land masks like the way that we have. Like it's like, yeah, wild.
Well, okay. I would also like to point out that Nighthawk says Denmark doesn't do much for them. Denmark is Denmark. Denmark doesn't do much for Denmarkians.
They have the best education and healthcare and all of that stuff.
You know what else they have? Do you know what else the Nordic countries have the highest usage of, Dalton? Can anybody in the chat wager a guess? Because it's a really fun thing as somebody who's from that fucking part of the world, not Denmark, but from Sweden. I would like everybody to know, hey, you want to know why they're all so fucking happy? You want to know why we're so happy all the time? It's because we fucking shove so many antidepressants into our water and make us all super doopy happy. Eh? Fuck you, you fucking asshole, fucking pieces of shit. You can't fucking rate them happy on a happiness index when they're literally doped up on more fucking pharmaceuticals than your average New York soccer mom. Like, I swear to fucking God, you can have some stupid white bitch named Bethany with 8 children, a fucking cocaine addiction, a pool boy, and a black guy that comes and fucks her on the weekends, and she's doing less ketamine than these fuckers.
That's not the only rant you guys get this evening.
I hate Europeans, man. I hate them so much. God, do I hate them.
Oh, man. Yep. So, yeah, Denmark, Greenland, all that stuff. You said something about water, and I want to say, is it Utah?
I don't know.
You know what I think it's Utah.
What are the Mormons soaking again?
Oh no. No, I was thinking I think I read a thing saying, or a headline really quick. I didn't click on it or anything because of course didn't have time. I think I read that Utah was the first state to ban fluoride in the water. If I'm remembering that correctly. I didn't write it down on my notes.
Utah becomes the first state to ban fluoride in public drinking water. Yes, they did.
That's
7 hours ago.
Yep.
And let us, because I am a believer in not just reading headlines, but what I also am a believer in is that journalists waste far too much time with what we would call fluff. I'm a raw statistics kind of guy. I like raw dogging things. My wife, the internet, that stuff. So what I'm going to do is, hey, Grok, explain this article in 4 sentences.
It's all fluff, and then it's like, I'm going to turn to AI and have AI explain this to me.
AI is going to tell me what to care about, everybody. So Utah has become the first state to ban fluoride in public drinking water, a decision signed into law by Republican Governor Spencer Cox on March 27, 2025, effective May 7th, despite opposition from dentists and health organizations who argue it will increase tooth decay, especially in low-income communities. Now, here's the fun thing. You notice how they never contest the neurological issues that fluoride also does cause? It's always just, but it's going to cause cavities. I'm sorry, I would rather have a kid not be retarded and also learn proper brushing to maybe, I don't know, maybe not have, like, you know what? He's retarded, but goddamn, look at that smile. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just rather him not be stupid, like.
You know what's really interesting? I remember a time, maybe 10, 12, 13, I don't want to say quite 15 years ago. Yeah. I remember a time I was starting to get into our music scene here. And I didn't know everybody. I was kind of learning the ropes, kind of learning who's who. And we had a practice space in town. And it was like this big building where you can rent out these windowless rooms and you can store your band equipment there and just practice there for like $150 a month. It's awesome. Awesome deal. And so I remember we had a practice space there, and I remember in the front lobby they had a bulletin board, and I remember reading they're putting fluoride in the water, and I can't remember exactly what the reasoning was because they had more words to it, but I remember that specifically. Then I remember underneath it had an InfoWars sticker on it, and I was just like, I have no idea what any of this is. Like, it was at a time where I didn't care. But looking back at it, I was just like, man, what a different world, because those people were all leftists back then.
Also, I would like to point out, because Ben brings this up. No, that's actually a common myth. So the Nazis did not do that. That's a myth. It actually started in 1945 in the U.S. in Michigan. You know, the place that obviously has the cleanest drinking water. Obviously, totally doesn't have a bunch of lead in it because they care about public health. Totally in Michigan, that place to specifically deal with tooth decay.
No, you're thinking of
where it
Fanta.
started.
You're thinking of Fanta. The Nazis
Fanta was the Nazis. Yeah, Fanta, whatever. Yeah, that was created by the Nazis because of Coca-Cola and the embargo. Yeah. I'm glad that we both. I was about to say, I'm glad we both follow Nick on fucking X.
I watched that earlier. And I was like, yeah. Dude knows his stuff.
Yeah. So,
but yeah. So
I think here's the thing. The United States was founded on the belief of having states be essentially independent experiences and liberty, right?
Yeah.
So if one state, Utah's doing this, we will be able to, as the remaining states, look at that as a case study on
analyze it. Yeah.
And so here's the thing. I don't give a fuck what the health experts are saying. I don't. I care whether or not we're going to see actual data support what they say, because I do not trust the current medical Gestapo that exists, because that is what they are. They are essentially a group dominated by bunk science because it's how they get paid. And we know this for a fact. I mean, let's just be real. The pandemic showed us a lot of that. There's a huge just shift in, wow, medicine's kind of fucked, huh? So I don't trust any of these assholes as much as I could throw them. And I could throw them about as far as I could throw Dank DeMoss. Now, it depends. Are we throwing her downstairs, down a hill? I don't fucking know. I just want to see her roll. But anyway, so point being, I don't trust these assholes. So I'd like to see what Utah does, and I would like to see what this actually results in. Now, here's the thing. It might very well lead to more tooth decay, because I do believe that fluoride does harden teeth.
I believe that it's in every toothpaste. Yeah, pretty much every toothpaste that you look at or buy at the store. I mean, there's fluoride in it. So,
so what I'm wondering, though, is it really going to make that much of a difference if they're already brushing with it? But not only that, also, I'm wondering how much of a difference it's going to make. Right. And also if we're going to see neurological impacts. So if you see, like, let's just say it's a 5% spike in cavities, right? It's like, okay, I can understand that. But then what's the trade-off? Hey, for some fucking reason, people graduating from high school in Utah suddenly have an IQ of 162. I'm going to be like, what happened? You know?
But that's the beauty of this country, though, is like we're 50 independent states. Yeah. And we can kind of be like, hey, we want more liberty over here. Yeah. So we're going to do that. And the other states get to measure it. They get to critique it a little bit from their state and everything. And then they get to say, hey, that's working for them. We want that for ourselves now.
Yep, exactly. So, that's like also
like definitely not working for them. We don't want that at
exactly.
all.
Like mind you, we could see the opposite of what we're hearing. We could see that this has caused massive issues health-wise. And then we could say, okay, cool, that's a case study and what not to do. But at least we didn't do it nationally, which is why a national federal government is a shit fucking idea. Because it doesn't allow for these experiments to take place. Also, I'd like to point something out. Kangaroo, I still wear Hugo Boss, so I fucking get it. Anyway.
But I mean, like, the states created the federal government. The federal government didn't create the states. So the states are the ones with the power. Yes. And so I think they get abused a lot. But yeah, I mean, we've been doing fluoride in water for so long. It will be very interesting to see, okay, this one state decided not to do fluoride in water. It's going to be very interesting to see, like, exactly what we just talked about. Our IQ is going to spike. Is our teeth going to decay more? I mean, we're just gonna...
or also we don't know. It could have like other health implications that we don't fucking know about.
Right.
It'll be interesting.
The rate of cancer could go down. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
It'll be insane. Yeah.
Yep.
So, by the way, according to Grok, the American Dental Association warns that the ban disregards decades of public health benefits with fluoride linked to a 25% reduction in cavities. So I'm assuming that that's kind of the bar that they're going to measure it is at 25%.
Okay.
While high doses causing harm are rare and not associated with standard water fluoridation. This is still according to the Dental Association. Which does not, I'm sorry, but you're not a bias, you're not an unbiased source. If you're like, well, we care about teeth.
I feel like you have an agenda here.
I feel like you might be, it's kind of weird that the people who care about teeth care about the thing that specifically has to do with teeth that could also, I don't know, be making your kid dumb.
Weird.
We don't know. Oh, by the way, they're saying that it is virtually impossible to get toxic doses from fluoridated water, but that also implies that it is indeed toxic.
Right.
so it's like, what's the dose that it needs to be toxic? Well, now we're getting into just keep asking questions. Just remember, eventually you get down to the truth.
Like, it'd be really funny if like we had a clip of them just dumping like gallons and gallons and hundreds of gallons of fluoride into the water.
It's like evil dentist with the fucking mustache. And make sure these kids, like you ever see the remake of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Remember how his like dad was a dentist or whatever?
Yeah.
That's what I'm imagining is like that level of like just like buzzkill.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Man. Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting.
We'll see. It is interesting though.
Yep.
What else we got on the docket tonight? Next story.
Definitely not going in order.
No.
This isn't really a story, but I think we've talked about it before. So egg prices have fallen below $3 now.
They have. They've been so. I really feel like it depends on where you are in the country.
Definitely.
Like so, because let's be real. That under it's a national average. It's already been there for us. And it depends on also like it's like a vast difference between the brands. So. If we get like our local brand, it's been like $2, which is great. But if you get like the store brand, it's like $3.80, and then if you get like the organic brand of large eggs, it's like $5. So it's like it's so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just fucking get eggs, dude. I eat eggs.
Chickens. So
you got chickens?
Yep.
I want to get chickens. I want to do chickens.
Chickens are cool. They're very cool.
Yeah. I wanna get chickens. I would like to do chickens. I also would like to do rabbits, but my wife is morally against that because she says she'll get fucking connected to them because they're so damn cute. She says, but how could you kill them? And I said, pretty easy. And then I just simulated picking up and turning its head. I was like, it's about how you do it, and then you eat them, and then they're delicious. And then also, guess what? The one that you really liked. 2 more weeks and there's a new one to replace it because they fuck so much. I will destroy Thumper. I will fucking eat Thumper while I keep eye contact with you.
You know that billboard that says where do you draw the line? It's from PETA and it has
PETA? You mean PETA?
Whatever. PETA file. I don't know. They're probably a good
chunk of them are. Yeah. A good chunk of them have met Alex Rosen on the side of the road.
Right. But like it's like where do you draw the line? And it's like I can see you and your wife disagreeing about where the line is because of the rabbit.
So no, because she actually isn't against eating rabbit. She just doesn't want to have
that emotional connection to them. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
So but like with that specific meme, I always say, because from what I remember, like horses were like in a weird spot. So it has to be like moved over. And then after that, it's like, okay, I'm cool. like everything to the left.
It's like whoever put this together did not realize, yes, there is a line that you can easily draw and all the animals to the left of it off limits.
Not only that, but also it really depends on the situation because it's like, okay, like typical day to day, there's a huge chunk of them. Right.
Sure.
Apocalypse extends a bit, but I'm going to tell you this: before dogs and cats is people for me.
Really?
Oh, 100%. I love dogs and cats way more than I love humans.
I'll tell you what, though. I just turned 30. There's not a day that I've even thought about like, oh, what would I eat first in an apocalypse? Animals, like
Or
cats
people.
or dogs, pets, or people. I've never thought about it. Like, so,
I have. I've had this conversation with Mephisto on numerous occasions. It would be people. Before a dog and a cat. Oh my God. Hell yeah. Have you met my cat? She's awesome. My cat is cool.
I have awesome dogs. I have awesome cats. I'm not saying I'd eat my dogs.
I'm not saying that I would eat people that I like. You know, I go after the ones that are fat. They can't run fast. Well marbled, tastes better.
You're just gonna apply all the rules from Zombieland into it. It's like one cardio, and it's like you see all the fat people run, and it's like nope.
Here's the thing: I am a 6'5", relatively well. I'm a fit dude. I know I'm living. You know. Mind you, with a ton of fucking guns. Like,
yeah,
we're living. We're living.
You're good.
Yeah.
Man, what did I just read in chat, Mr.
I don't know. He's talking about farting in people's faces. And stuff.
What
you
are
can't
you doing,
fart
bud?
when you can't fart when
chat. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? All right, next story. Let's see.
Yeah.
Did you see that the Trump administration announced that that a top MS-13 gang leader was captured and arrested in Virginia? I think
so it was the East Coast Northeast gang head. I guess it's like maybe like a Walmart district manager kind of thing. That's
regional.
how MS-13's run.
Regional.
We have a regional manager. His name is Juan Carlos Pedro, but we call him Muerte, Buenos Muerte, El Taco de Muerto. Like,
we call him prisoner now.
They I don't know. They fucking call him things that I can't say on here. But either fucking way, good. Hope he fucking rots in hell. And here's the thing: I'm a firm believer that we need to bring back two things. Okay, we do need to bring back the indefinite detention of these people. Like, there's no way you're ever seeing the light of day, right?
Right.
That's where the terrorism charge that I believe the Trump administration is levying would allow them is indefinite detention, right?
Yeah.
I also believe that we need to bring back a particular thing that I believe the Pirates of the Caribbean movie said, take him to the gallows for a short drop and a sudden stop. Public hangings. I'm a firm believer in that for particular crimes, this being one of them.
I think particular proven crimes, like
proven. No, you have to be like proven without a
we've got you. We've got all the evidence against you, DNA, video footage, all of it.
Video footage, exactly. Yep. Like your admission, your homeboy being like, "Yeah, he did it. I did it with him." But like, oh man, I'm still kind of on the like verge of the death penalty. Like, I definitely think there's a line between innocent and not innocent. Yes.
When you commit a crime, and especially a heinous crime, and I'm kind of
the thing is, it has to be heinous.
Yeah, like I'm still on the edge of it. It's like I understand the argument of the death penalty, being pro death penalty and everything, and I pretty much I'm right there with you. But at the same time, it's like, but then I'm also on the side of the government gets so many things wrong. It's like
it shouldn't have the power to do that.
Right.
I'm with you.
So it's like
it's a moral issue. It's a moral balance.
Yeah. And it's just like, oof.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's definitely certain cases where I'm like, that guy.
How about this? Can we say this? You have to have been found guilty not only by a jury of your peers and the government, but also maybe an independent firm.
I don't know.
Like the Umbrella Corporation.
The evidence, it can't be like the evidence without it, or without a doubt. It's like it has to be like overwhelmingly like we have you on camera. Beyond. We've got your DNA there. We've got this.
Reasonable doubt can't even exist here.
Reasonable doubt, right? It's like this is not even beyond reasonable doubt. This is
reasonable doubt has been cast to the wind because it's an impossibility.
Right, saying with that beyond reasonable doubt is like there's no doubt, but like I want absolutely no doubt,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy on that one.
I do not like the idea of like a life prison sentence because that just means taxpayers are on the hook for 80 years to pay for these assholes to breathe, and I don't believe that we should.
Mm-hmm.
I'd much rather just be like, okay, cool. Now, here's the thing. Okay, well, let's just argue in the middle ground, right? Send them to a country that will do it. We're not committing the crime of ending their life, but we're also not stopping, this other group of people.
If something were to happen,
it's what's the old gag that's like you throw the the politician, the corrupt politician out to like the feral, fucking people chasing them. Okay, cool. We didn't do it. We just didn't stop.
Right.
Didn't stop the car. He was screaming, help, help, help. I've got a 20. Well,
cool.
I've got a 9mm and, suck it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in a mood tonight, dude. Have
you
noticed?
You definitely are.
Fuck.
So as we go on, did you see the UK Prime Minister? Did you see what he said about a particular about a particular set of weapons?
So guys, you remember I want to be ninja. You can't do that in the UK anymore. You can't be ninja. You can't chop down to Chinatown in the UK anymore.
What a shame.
Yeah. Because Keir Starmer says that you can't, because butter knives are apparently evil and knife crime is out of control. But of course, that is because knives beckoned you. The knives called you and said, hey, kill. Like, this is how they actually, this is how they think.
Well, no, I know. They're banning assault knives now, which are technically the ninja swords.
That's the funniest fucking thing, dude, is that they still believe it's the weapon. It's like, nah, hate's in the human heart, motherfucker. It has absolutely fuck all to do with the weapon. The weapon might make it easier. I'm not saying that's not the case, but I can tell you that if I wanted you dead, a pencil, a knife, a spork, a fork, a baseball bat. Actually, baseball bat's the most likely culprit. I think the bludgeoning deaths account for the majority of them, don't they?
I'm not sure about that statistic.
Sure that bludgeoning deaths were the highest, was fists and blunt objects.
In the UK?
No, just for murder, like as a total. General? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anything, you can use anything as a tool to accomplish anything, pretty much within reason. But like killing, you can pretty much use anything. I mean, you can get really creative with it. And I mean, ninja swords, they're not the most creative way to kill somebody.
It's something that like you're going to buy on Amazon. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's retarded.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I lived in Kansas, I was looking at my I had a gun, and in the box it said not legal in California, and I always laughed at that. And it's just like, it's so retarded. California is so retarded.
You're 111 times more likely to die by falling down the stairs.
Oof. We should we need stair control now.
Interesting.
The assault stairs, not the stairway. The assault stairway. Too steep. It's too steep. The more steep it is, the more deaths occur.
54%. Around 250,560 murders were committed with other means, which is a broad category which includes blunt objects and personal weapons, hands, feet, fists. I don't know why it classifies hands and fists as different things. Maybe, I don't know. Though it's not broken down precisely. So we don't know if somebody beat somebody to death with a baseball bat, golf club versus hit them with their hands. Right. But it's 54%.
Huh.
Yeah, so blunt objects, strangulation, and physical force outpace firearms.
How many people die from elevators versus stairs?
Ooh, how many people die in elevators versus stairs versus escalators? I just want to know the 5 people that get sucked under an escalator.
Oh man, yeah, man.
My daughter was terrified of escalators for the longest time.
When
she
I
had
was
like
young,
an irrational fear.
Yeah, when I was young, I was just like, I don't know how to get on this, and I don't know how to get off this.
It's giving me a long fucking thing. I said just the stats, please, percentages. So elevators. Okay, you ready for this?
Oh God, no.
This is bad. Okay.
What do you
think in order? What do you think in order has the least amount of deaths versus the most amount of deaths?
Stairs probably the least. I think escalators probably in the middle, and then elevators probably the most.
You are so fucking wrong. So we're gonna start with the least. Escalators are the least.
Good. I'm actually kind of glad.
In the U.S., escalators are the least. It's 5 to 10 deaths, respectively.
Okay. Well, more than one kind of embarrassing.
Elevators, 27 deaths in the U.S.
Okay.
Stairs, 1,000 to 2,000 deaths. People fall down the stairs a lot, my dude.
Stair control. My God.
Stats. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Escalators worldwide, 100 to 200. Worldwide.
Dude, what is? Wow.
Your shit's acting up. Yeah, elevators, 500 to 600. Okay. Stairs, 68,000 to 136,000 deaths.
Jesus.
4.3% to 3.16 million.
Are people just not paying attention, or what's the deal?
I'm guessing it's probably that slipping, because there's just more of them too. Like, because you have to remember, an elevator is just a floor and it goes up and down, right? Escalator is essentially the same thing. It is a single stair. You don't have to worry about other stairs, but stairs, you're walking up like 80 of them.
This is a perfect example of why there's too much fluoride in the water. If people aren't paying attention enough to not die by the escalator. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know exactly the circumstance, but fell down.
Fell down. And pushed. Never. Totally didn't go to a Diddy party.
I mean, it's funny because it's like, you don't really think about how many deaths per year people die from falling downstairs, and then it's like fell down. It's like, actually, if somebody used that as an excuse,
brought in a statistical format like that, because it really does put things into perspective for you. Because I used to not like elevators. That makes me feel a lot better about them. Yeah, personally.
Dude, my camera is just not.
Your shit is fucking being. This is the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, this is the most it's acted up.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Everybody, type 1 in the chat if it's time for Dalton to get a actual webcam.
Yeah, I'm broke.
Dude, they're not that expensive.
Yeah, I know. It's just I got my camera. OBS is not working for me for some reason. But if I open it.
Don't use OBS.
Sometimes I use it for the camera, for the
virtual camera. I don't know why. You're
reasons
makes no sense, my dude.
Honestly, sometimes I don't like the way that the StreamYard flips my camera, and even if I flip it or mirror it or whatever, it doesn't do it correctly. So I use OBS to do it, and it works. So, but OBS is not working for me right now. So,
you know what? I actually think that Treston might be 100% right. The reason your camera's acting up is because you were on time.
Yeah, maybe it was just like this guy went out of his way to be on time today. Like, I had this stream scheduled 4 hours in advance. That's a very good chunk of time.
Yeah, no, actually, he was early today. Dalton sends me. What's really funny is I had sent you an anti this particular country thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then you were like, "Hey, by the way," and so he sends me back like a cartoon. What I'm assuming was supposed to be you and I.
Yeah. You were like, it wasn't,
and it was kind of weird.
It was,
and so he sends me this thing with particular type of leaf behind it, and he says, because fuck, these people, and I said, yeah. So I sent him back the thumbnail. Essentially, and I was just like laughing my ass. I was dying laughing. And if you want to show them the thumbnail right now, Dalton, because it's funny. If you guys didn't actually see the thumbnail today, first off, I'm really proud of it. Second off, it's going to lead us into the next topic.
Yes. Let me find the file real quick. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So, first off, there is anime me and Dalton, which I think it really did really well. For anybody who doesn't know, ChatGPT updated. So now you can upload an existing photo and it will like draw you. You can edit the photo now with the software. Previously, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Now you can. So I just sent it a real picture of Canada getting nuked, and this is what it came up with.
I love how the original picture that I sent you was just Canada's landscape and everything, and then you're like,
sends me like
hold
maple
on.
leaves, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Canada." And then I was like, "Give me a minute. Wait a sec. No. You know what this is missing? Nukes."
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and then I was just like, yeah, you definitely have a more hateful vibe than I did.
100%. I was like, fuck these assholes. I did actually, hold on. I did see this. So I did see Zelda Williams ranting about the Ghibli R. I saw quite a few people ranting about it, actually. Here's the thing. I'm a firm believer that in these kind of use cases, there's nothing right. Who owns the intellectual property to this, Dalton? You and I, correct?
Of an art, yeah, well,
of our image that I have uploaded and said transfer the style.
AI. Right. I would have to read the terms of the AI, but I don't think, I mean, it's really hard and it's really unique because it's like you develop a certain artistic style, very unique, very niche. And then all of a sudden AI can replicate it in mass. And so
here's the thing. Let me ask you this. You develop a particular art style. Every art student going to a college also learns that art style and is now able to replicate it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
it's just reference models. It's just whether or not it's a human reference model or a computer-based reference model. That's the way I see it. But also, I have a lot less of an issue with it doing stuff like this than it creating things as a whole, right?
Right.
Because creating things as a whole, it's pulling references together. But creating this, it's like, oh, I uploaded it and it went, oh, and then it just cartoonized it. Because this is an actual image, by the way, everybody. This is legitimately an image of me and Dalton.
Yes, like he literally took into his image editor, put a photo of me and a photo of him, and then he copied that photo and put it into the AI, and it generated this.
It essentially just cartoonized it, which is what a lot of software has done for decades.
Right. So you took something original, you fed it the AI, and then it gave you something original back.
By the way, Nighthawk, I will always contest the fucking word masters in art, because if art is subjective, then there's no such thing as a master. Hey, Dalton, Jackson Pollock. The guy who just fucking is the guy who pretty much just fucking like all of his paintings were just like a tantrum of nothingness, right? Look, okay, any modern art, right? Do you believe that those were expert crafted? Do you believe that the guy who took a mirror, painted it red, and called it Red Mirror is an expert? Because that's what they're doing right now.
I think the guy who took a banana and duct taped it to the wall is an expert.
That guy is a fucking genius, and let me tell you why. Okay, because obviously the banana represents the people, as you know, right? Erect but still mushy on the inside. Like, what the fuck? Modern art is the most. I understand Nick did a whole fucking thing about how modern art is like a CIA, like anti-communist thing. Okay, whatever. It's still shit. It is objective shit, and it should be burned at the stake. Here's the thing. You know, the fucking funny Austrian mustache man went to art school. He was denied art school, right? Have you actually ever seen his paintings?
Yeah, I have.
They're like legitimately good paintings. You want to know why he wasn't accepted into art school? Because of a bunch of pretentious fucking assholes changing the art medium of the time. Because they were supposed experts. So these art experts that are teaching people are the same fucking morons that caused Hitler. Don't give me that shit.
Were these art experts like of a particular, like, you know, ethnicity? Like, just saying. I want to know where it started.
I believe that those two things were unrelated, actually.
Man.
To my knowledge, I could be wrong on that. Yeah.
Is it a CIA op, or is it like more of a money laundering scheme?
Oh, it's 100% money laundering. Hunter Biden dropped all of his lawsuits because he couldn't afford his lawyers anymore because
nobody's buying my paintings. I can't afford lawyers anymore.
I wonder why nobody's paintings. Could it be because his dad's not president anymore and he's not fucking muscling, people to?
Are you telling me that guy has no influence anymore? He was president. He has no influence.
Yes.
I mean, Obama doesn't really have any influence anymore either. So
he has a lot less than I think I even thought that he would have. I thought that he would have a lot more influence in the DNC, and I think that he lost a lot of credibility.
Yep,
over the years, which is a good thing.
The sensationalism around Trump, I think, really tarnished Obama. Like, people don't look at Obama the same way that people look at Trump. Like, the people who love Trump look at Trump way more enthusiastically than I think the people who loved Obama looked at Obama.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I mean, people were there are diehards on both camps. Don't get me wrong, but like,
there's still diehard like Bernie Sanders supporters. There's diehard people for everybody.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's easier to convince somebody who didn't like Trump that the things that Trump is doing is working than it was to convince somebody who didn't like Obama that the things that Obama was doing was working.
So do you believe that this is true? Do you believe that David Hogg has more power in the DNC than Obama? I think he has more legitimate power. I think David Hogg has more legitimate power because he has been put into a position of power. I believe that Obama has more influence. There's a difference between power and influence.
It's a really good question, honestly, because Obama has a level of influence still. However, I'm not exactly sure what that level is. It's definitely not as much as he had, 8 years ago. Definitely not what it was 4 years ago. I think David Hogg having more, I don't know, more power in the DNC. I think I would technically, yes, I would agree with Tack. Yeah, more legitimate power because he is what is it, vice chair? He's vice chair, co-chair or something.
Vice chair of the DNC, like I believe so.
Yeah, which is retarded.
Oh yeah, but also he already got in trouble because he was didn't he get he get caught funneling money to his own PAC, to his own group or something. It was the first week of him being announced. It was very funny because everybody started, of course, looking into his finances and what was going on and where the money was going. And I think, I'm not saying this is. I'm saying I just remember these stories going around. Whether or not they were credible, probably. knowing politicians in general,
Yeah, but Nighthawk, she said David Hogg is current. Obama is passed and loses more. Yes, agreed. However, who is more of a household name, Barack Obama or David Hogg?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also, I do believe that Obama has the ability to call up any Democrat at any point and give his input and kind of nudge things. I still think he has the influence to do that. But if David Hogg said no, but here's the thing: if they said no,
Obama does not have a way to. Yes. He has no way of saying, well, if you don't do this, then he doesn't have that.
Retribution. Where Hogg can enact and he could say, oh, okay, well, we're not funding your thing then. Which is entirely possible.
Maybe. I don't know the exact roles and responsibilities and power that he actually has. But I mean, trust me, I've seen Hogg rising slowly but surely, unfortunately, over the last couple of years, and I think it's retarded.
I think it's really retarded. Hey, Dalton, I'm not sure if you've lived in areas that have had shootings, right?
Yep.
So have people died within, 5 miles of you?
Yep.
Hey, congratulations. You're as qualified as David Hogg.
Here's the difference, though. I did not hop on my bicycle and go to the scene. I did not do that.
Oh, damn it. See, that's where you fucked up, because if you did that, you'd be the vice chair of the DNC. But you'd have to lose about 92 pounds. You'd have to chop your dick off. You'd have to start loving men.
And my dad's not a CIA operative. So, I mean, a retired CIA operative.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
also, I believe that your arms are just a little bit, like, the fact is, like, you could also grow some facial hair, not like necessarily the full beard, but you grow more than he does.
Not well.
Yeah, you still grow more than I think he ever will.
Yeah,
I don't even think that boy grows armpit hair. I think he's way too, like, he's 99% estrogen. He's so much estrogen that I believe that whenever he fucking pees, like, if you fucking dipped a pregnancy test into the toilet after David Hogg peed, it would come up positive, even though nobody's fucked him other than his dad.
I think he has a very good thing going, though. His whole stance on gun control, I can't help but support it. So much so that man, I created a whole entire website specifically for that. If you guys want to go to davidhogg111.com. I will say that I got Donut Operator call me a little bitch over that, and that was hilarious.
Donut fell for it and then went, "Oh, you cheeky fuck!" So good.
He's like, "That was so good." I'm like, the best troll is the one that no one sees coming. He's just like, "I didn't see that one coming."
Really good. It was really good.
You go to the link, and it literally is like, donate to the Firearms Policy Coalition, and yeah.
All the way. Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. All right. I'm going to read the story about the Canadians. I'm going to go pee. And when I come back, I'm going to tell everybody about the Canadians.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? Read the story about Canadians?
Tell the story about Pierre Poilievre.
See, I was actually waiting on you to do that, because you seem like you had way more info on that topic than I did. All right. Well, guess I'm reading this. You know what? I could just play a video. How about that? Look at me. I can just copy, paste, search, pull this up. Boom, boom. Where is this guy's video? He just had a video. Boom, click. He had a thing. It says, "My message to Trump." I thought I saved it. Tack's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, "Dude, you did a terrible job." Seriously, where is this? Yep, here it is. All right, cool. Sorry about that. All right, let's go. Present. Share screen. Boom, boom. Sorry, chat. Bear with me.
But I have a further message for President Trump. If you decide to go down this road, this is what's going to happen. Yes, you'll do damage to us in the short term, but we will fight back and we will build back. Within 4 years of a new, strong, conservative government, Canada will be completely rebuilt. We will rebuild our economy. We will not be reliant on the U.S. anymore, and the Americans will have lost the greatest trading partner and friend they ever had. A conservative government will build pipelines and LNG plants, aggressively promote mines and other resource infrastructure that has been blocked for the last 10 years. We'll have new overseas trading partners. We will knock down intra-provincial barriers so that we can trade with ourselves. We will send our goods to our friends on other sides of the oceans of the world. We will cut taxes and speed up permits so that we can sell our oil, gas, mining, lumber, agriculture, fisheries, manufacturing, small businesses and large businesses alike. The world needs our resources and our expertise. If you, Mr. Trump, don't want them, the rest of the world does. Under a new conservative government, we will put Canada first for a change. We will be a nation that is strong, self-reliant, standing on its own 2 feet so that we can stand up for ourselves and stand up to the Americans.
Hey, Tack, you got some opinions over there. You want to share them?
So I would like to address a couple things. So first off, he mentions that within 4 years, obviously they're going to build back everything, right? Hey, Dalton, do you care to wager? What does, I don't know, it take to build things? Does it take a little thing called energy to make things like steel?
So.
Hey, what are pipelines made of? Pipelines made of steel. Or railways are made of steel, right? What about barges?
Yeah,
they made of steel as well.
Yeah.
Do those all require energy?
Okay, so,
really
yeah.
fucking cool. All right, so I would like to just break down some stats for everybody because Pierre is a fucking retard. So if the United States halts not just our refined product exports, which is 600,000 barrels per day, but also shuts down or restricts the cross-border pipelines, Canada's domestic crude supply chain gets destroyed. Like, I want you to understand, just stops. So Canada will have to learn essentially what happens when they lean on us. For anybody who doesn't know, Canada doesn't have an east-west pipeline. It goes through the United States. Okay? So Canada, here are the stats. They believe that Line 9 was their golden ticket. Without Enbridge's main line flowing through US, Line 9, which delivers 300,000 barrels per day to Ontario and Quebec, dries up like a fucking moose in the desert. Refineries in Sarnia, which is Suncor, 85,000 barrels per day, and Montreal, Valero, 137,000 barrels per day, lose their Alberta crude feed immediately. So fucking sucks to suck. So they should have built their own fucking pipeline. They're using us. Okay, they're literally sending it down to us and then back up. They're stupid. So Line 5. Okay, Michigan's governor has been trying to axe Line 5 anyway. Obviously, probably some green climate bullshit, but still. So Ontario loses an additional 540,000 barrels per day of crude and liquids. So that is over half of the fuel supply for Canada's most populous region, which is gone immediately. So Toronto can't be lit. Pretty much all of it's fucked. So fuck the little maple chugging fucking freeloaders because they can't do it anymore, right? All right. So what is the actual result of all of these supposed tariffs and all the supposed grandstanding about Canada fucking being, oh, we're going to operate independently and we're going to do hergy-durgy-durgy-durgy-durgy, fucking little poutine, fucking little ass crack monkey motherfucker. I hate him. Fuck the French. Anyway, so refineries are completely fucking toast. The eastern refineries grind to an absolute halt. Domestic production of gasoline and diesel in Ontario and Quebec, fucking 400,000 to 500,000 barrels per day combined, collapses, piling onto the loss of United States refined imports. So fucking cry me an absolute river. All right. They survive on our goodwill. So Alberta does have oil, which everyone likes to point out, but Alberta's 5.5 million barrels per day production exceeds local refining capacity. So they can only refine about 400,000 barrels per day in Edmonton, and Trans Mountain's export capacity is only 890,000 barrels per day. So without US pipelines taking 3.8 million barrels per day south, oil backs up completely. The producers might, they might be like, oh, well, we've got all of the fucking oil. It's fucking great. Look at us. But fuck you. You can't do anything with it. You don't have the refining capacity. You would literally spend more time refining it than you would doing anything else. And that's also just to create the steel that you motherfuckers are talking about. So nice fucking planning, you little fucking moose fuckers. So your oil's just going to sit there like a frozen hockey puck. So then they're going to what? Fucking put it on a rail cart? Yeah, rail can move about 100,000 to 200,000 barrels per day to the east, but that is a complete drop in the fucking bucket, which is slow as hell and pricey as shit because it's $20 to $30 per barrel versus 5 to 10 by pipeline. So double to triple the expense. So choo-choo, you motherfuckers. And I really hope that you like paying through the nose for your fucking screw up because, well, you already do. You're fucking Canadian. So Canada's already fucked from the start. Canada's 2 million barrels per day of refining capacity relies on a mix of Alberta crude via U.S. pipelines and some eastern imports, which is an additional 200,000 BPD from overseas. So losing U.S. refined imports is bad. Losing U.S. routed crude guts the domestic refining anyway. So long story short, enjoy the dark. Because Eastern Canada's fucking demand is 1 million barrels per day. So they get almost nothing. Western Canada can technically supply itself, which is 400,000 barrels per day refined, 890,000 barrels per day exported. But the East is complete dark. Maybe 100,000 barrels per day trickles in via rail or tankers after weeks in emergency shit. But they're completely fucked. Their energy grid is completely fucked. So what are the consequences of this? So Eastern Canada, which is home to 60% of the population, faces a near total fuel loss. Gas stations empty, transport stalled, heating gone. Toronto and Montreal become complete ghost towns energy-wise. Enjoy the fucking silence. Then you also have Ontario's manufacturing. Hey, Dalton, what was it that they wanted to manufacture?
Steel? Am I reading that right?
Wow. Okay. You mean the thing that they can't do anymore because they don't have fucking oil because it's on that side of the country and they're too fucking stupid? So the industry is completely shut down. Then the food distribution fails because trucks don't fucking move without gasoline or energy because your little electric cars fucking rely on energy too. So your food distribution fails. Your Atlantic Canada, which is already import reliant, is completely isolated. And then, the entire Canadian economy dies as a result of it because the majority of your country stops working. So then the reserves, which I believe they only have 30 to 60 days of reserves, deplete faster because obviously they have to, because that's what your country does, right? But there's no domestic refining to stretch them. And also, there's no domestic backup because there's no manufacturing backup because there's no fucking steel because there's no fucking energy. So panic hits in days, collapse in weeks, and then better fucking stock up on candles, you fucking polite ass fucking bastards, you little pieces of fucking goddamn moose shit, okay? We're not bailing you out. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna sit there, pop a fucking beer. We're gonna fucking eat some popcorn. I'm gonna piss on the ashes that was once your maple leaf fucking country. All right, we're going to cut the energy for a fucking month, 30 days of no fuel, no power, and even your weak ass spring. And guess what? You're fucked. You maple munching fucking clowns. Your hospitals are blacked out. Your generators die. Ventilators stop. You sick bastards just suffocate. Your chronic disease patients, guess what? Diabetes, heart cases, they all drop when the meds and insulin start to vanish. There's no trucks to haul shit. Your ambulances just sit there. Your food's rotting. Toronto, Montreal, they pile up. There's just bodies everywhere. It's like fucking DayZ, but with a better plot. So you little filthy fucking snow Mexicans, don't fuck with us. You are punching above your weight class. And guess what? America holds the plug to your entire country, and we will yank it to charge our cell phone while we watch you fucking die.
Suck my unit.
Yeah, there we go.
Suck my unit.
Twice.
Shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deep.
Hey, leave DayZ out of that. DayZ is a great game, but fuck Canada.
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. This is not something I wish for. I want everybody to understand this. Okay, this is something I personally wish for, but this is not something that our country as a whole wishes for. This is something that they are doing to themselves. Here's the thing. The tariffs, okay? You have to remember, this is not us putting some insane tariffs on them that is just completely unfair. They are reciprocal tariffs, which means all Canada has to do is tariff us less for the tariffs to be less. You don't want a fucking 250% tariff? Don't charge a 250% tariff. That's all it takes. But they are acting, because this is all grandstanding, it's all politics, like they are some fucking anointed fucking thing that the Pope shat out himself onto the fucking great white north and fucking was like, oh, blessed be my fucking child. Yes, yes. Yay, verily, fucking now be the victim. They are a virtue signaling little fucking cuck parade in the north, and we need to start hitting them with fucking little whips and paddles and remind them that they're the bitch while we get to fuck their wife because we're the bull. You might have married her, but we get her holes. Anyway.
God, that man looks really pissed.
All right, I'm good.
Boy.
By the way, Dalton didn't know any of this was coming. I did all this fucking data research. Mind you, all of those numbers, 100% accurate.
You know what I was trying to do?
I double and triple checked them. What were you trying to do?
I was trying to upload something to play
clip?
as you were doing this.
Okay.
It's like halfway uploaded. I was hoping you'd keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to read? You want me to read the
Yeah,
other
you
sponsor that we have?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Okay, so everybody, make me big again. Now, if you really like this Canadian rant, I'm sure our sponsor did too. Today's show has also been brought to you by Tactical Candles. Are you tired of candles that smell like emotions that you've never had? Every brand out there is selling you some Yankee tier nonsense like Avalanche, Kraken, or Nordic Breeze. What the fuck does a Kraken smell like? Fish and death? Ocean sweat? Depression and a shipwreck? At Tactical Candles, we cut the crap and give you real sense for degenerates. No fluff, no frills, just raw, weaponized nostalgia and PTSD in wax form. Introducing scents like spent ammo, hops number 9 for when you want your living room to scream, I clean my guns more than I clean myself, birthday sex, divorce court, Uncle Randy's garage, and of course, Yeetberry. We don't know what this one really is, but it's radioactive and it fucking slaps. Each candle is hand poured by a doomsday prepper with mild paranoia and a deep hatred for scented pine. So if you're ready to fill your house with the aroma of chaos, broken dreams, and Second Amendment musk, go to tacticalcandles.biz and use code BunkerBaptism for 15% off your first order. Tactical Candles. If your wife doesn't leave you over the smell, she's probably the one loading the mags.
Oh, we want to give a special thank you to our sponsors. Yep, first show with sponsors, guys.
Woo!
Woo!
Aren't you proud of us?
Yep.
Yep.
Works very hard securing those sponsors.
And never ever give me drugs. I can only imagine how bad I'd get.
I was really hoping to play this in the background as you were going.
That's good to have. That is good to have.
Yep.
I
wish
like
I could overlay it, but just the way streamier it is, I can't.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's funny as the background, though.
Yeah.
I like that. But seriously, like genuinely, like Canada does not understand that they are punching way above their weight class. And not only punching above their weight class, they're just making shit up because you have to remember, like, okay, everybody talks about how the United States doesn't have like the same rail system as like places like Europe and Japan, right? We don't have like the high speed rails. Dalton, do you know why? No, do you actually know why? There's not enough fucking steel on the planet.
Yeah.
There's literally not enough fucking steel to make that long of a bunch of, you know, rail lines for it to have made sense. It doesn't physically make sense. We would have to annihilate the world's steel supply to do it. So this is coming from a country that is north of us that has a population, what, less than or about equal to just California, one of our states. And they believe that they can, in 4 years, build railways, pipelines, and barges to transport east-west when their current pipelines go into the U.S. And the only reason that they go into the U.S. is because they don't have the refining capacity for their heavy crude. We do. They actually don't even know how to do it. A lot of their places, because their crude is like a specific type of crude that we just kind of have the technology to deal with. They don't. They don't have the infrastructure to back it up. And this fucking asshat.
Is this thing muted? Can you guys hear? Hold on.
You can hear it. You've got to turn it
up. We're going to make sure.
On my end.
I could hear it.
You could? Okay,
we
weird.
Inflict as much pain as possible to the American people without inflicting pain on the Canadian population. And not that, but...
So he wants to inflict pain on the American population. But at the same time, they're saying they're our friends. And all we've offered is a reciprocal tariff.
Gets worse. I don't know if you saw this one.
Yep. Yeah, it's the biggest crock of bullshit.
Yeah, right here.
Need to ensure that Canada can succeed in a drastically different world. The The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperation, is over.
I don't know about you, but to me, it kind of sounds like one country is like, you know, we don't want to work with this country, blah, blah, blah. And the other country is like, hey, we want to work with you so much, we'll invite you to be a part of our country.
Yep.
Kind of weird.
Although I don't want them. Here's the thing. Everybody talks about, yeah, let's make them the next state. A lot of people want to do it just for the meme, right? I want to annihilate all of the people because I do not want to import more communists and then utilize the Great White North for its intended purpose under God, which is resources.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
Yep.
Totally.
Just disclosure.
Look at my eyes and tell me it's in Minecraft.
Listen.
Oh no, he's totally retarded.
Thanks, Shell.
That was Shell.
That was Shell. 100. Yeah, that was Shell. I do like. I still stand by Michael Malice's idea.
I love that plan.
So good.
I love that plan.
So good.
But here's the thing. It's I can't stress this enough. It's a reciprocal tariff. Okay. This is the equivalent of, let's just say that you're dating somebody, right? And you start out the relationship and you say, hey, we're going to go halvesies on bills, right? Let's just say that that's the case, right? Cool. So Dalton, actually, fuck it. Don't even need a relationship. Dalton, you and I are roommates in college. Okay. You and I are going to split bills, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, cool. Shake on it. All right, fucking cool. He gave a thumbs up, but that's because he's retarded. So
I was just like, are we going to shake through the screen? Or
I said shake. Anyway,
fine. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going 50-50. Okay, but why are you demanding that I cover your internet, Dalton?
Because you have a YouTube channel that has 20,000 subscribers, so I'm gonna say that
the subscriber count doesn't use more internet. You understand this, right?
But you have an internet business that requires the internet. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say that you have to. Yeah, you still have to pay for internet.
Well, okay, but you see, but here's the thing. Okay, see, Dalton, it's reciprocal. Okay, so I'm only supposed to pay the amount that we agreed upon, which is half, right? Not one of us is supposed to cover one of the bills on one side and force the expenditure onto the other while letting them freeload off of it like a bunch of communist pieces of shit. All right. So where's half the fucking internet bill, Dalton?
Well, I mean, do you want to use internet or do you want to use StreamYard as the example?
Oh,
I'm just saying. I'm kidding.
Oh, you understand where I'm coming from. It's what we're asking for is
right.
Reciprocal. It is the tariffs are not like anything like, hey, can you believe the United States put a 20,000% tariff on maple syrup? Right. That's not the case. It's, hey, Canada has this tariff on us.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting the tariff on them. Yep. Oh, how horrible. The United States is attacking us.
Right. The spin that they have to put on it just to convince people like it's a bad thing that what we're doing. It's like, no, we're trying to make this fair.
Like, yeah, we're making it as fair as we actually can because it is quite literally the exact same tariff. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, remove it. That's all it takes. Literally, if they removed their tariff today on certain things, let's just say lumber exports, right? So let's just say
Nighthawk. What are you saying? You're saying that if I provide TAC internet, it's not going to be good? I'm offended.
Yeah, that's probably true. My internet is better. My internet is way better, Dalton. I have 5 gig down, 5 gig up.
I have 1 gig. Okay, and
you have 1 gig down, not up.
Yes.
I have 5 down
and not up. Helping my case, my case, and
I have American internet. You got that sloppy fucking maple munching internet. You got that Canadian shit because you're so far north. Pierre Poilievre could spit and fucking hit your fucking ISP.
You're probably not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Oof.
But point being if they don't want the tariff on, like, let's just say lumber, all they have to do is remove their fucking tariff on lumber.
Weird.
Or
That's
lower
weird
it.
how that works.
It's such a strange concept.
Or it's, let me pick up the phone, call the president of the United States.
Yep.
Have a dialogue. See if we can't negotiate something.
Yep.
See if we can't get what we want. They can't get what they want a little bit. Compromise a little here and there.
Have a deal made.
Like
with the deal maker president.
Trump has proven time and time again that he is willing to pick up the phone, have a conversation
with anybody.
If there is a deal to be made that benefits both people, he will make it.
Well, look at what he did with Mexico. He said, like, the same tariffs that he was imposing on Canada, he was putting on Mexico. He said, all we want is for you guys to guard your border and stop people from coming in. And what did the fucking Mexican president do?
Called.
What did they do? They discussed it. What did she do? Did she end up putting people on the border, guarding the border to stop people from trafficking fentanyl into the United States? Fucking weird, right?
Yeah, weird. And then in Canada, I think Trudeau at the time, he was just like, oh crap, now this puts pressure on me. That sucks.
Let me cry wolf to the United Nations and let me be like the biggest beta cuck bitch that I possibly can. I want everybody to understand, every single one of them, including the conservative leader. Pierre is the conservative. This is why when people say, oh, but there's conservative parts of Canada. No, there's fucking not. The conservative parts of Canada are liberals here. Liberal United States citizens. So the people in, like, I'm not talking far leftist, but the people that are like your typical social democrats. That's your Canadian conservative.
Gross.
The Canadian liberal is just a communist. It's your typical Antifa leftist. That's what the Canadian liberal is.
Yeah.
So, we don't need to fucking import that. We don't need to make that a state.
Yeah.
Fuck them. That's why I'm a firm believer in strength through trade and freedom through trade, but complete isolationism otherwise. I say let the world fucking fight each other, let Europe burn, let Canada do whatever the fuck it's going to do. And then eventually, guess what? We just trade with everybody. It's the best way to have peace is by trading with people. And if people don't want to trade with us, somebody else fucking will. The same argument that Canada just made, we can make as well. Oh, you don't want American goods? Guess what? Well, others do. And do you know what's really fucking funny about that, Ken? We actually have the steel to back it up. We have the infrastructure to back it up.
I was going to say, like, Trump's bringing a lot of things to be made, in the U.S. now.
Honda, was it Honda and Toyota just announced that they're going to be investing money in the United States?
It's going to be pretty hard when, Canada talks this big game and then they suffer because they have this certain stance because they don't want to cut down their tariffs.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to just look it up. I want to make sure that I'm getting the car companies correct. I'm pretty sure I am, but I want to be 100%.
I think it's Honda. And what was
I'm
the other one?
I'm pretty sure that so several car companies. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Hyundai. Hyundai is one of them.
Oh, Hyundai.
Hyundai. Kia.
I think that Honda and Hyundai are companies. Like
Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, Honda, Stellantis, which is going to open a shuttered plant in Illinois. Honda. So and then there's Honda. There's more. Holy shit! There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's making some pretty big moves, and
Ford is moving manufacturing back to the United States and out of Mexico, so that's happening. Same with GM, apparently. The tariffs will still impact the Chinese source batteries, but Rolls-Royce is moving production to the U.S. Rolls-fucking-Royce. That's not one I expected to hear, to be honest.
Trump's making moves, man. He's making it not build here.
Companies would not do this if they didn't see a future with American trade. So
Right.
what's this say? It means that South Korea, Germany, Britain, and Japan all see a fucking future with American trade, including China. China also sees the future because
Even though
it
they're
mentions
still
here
being
that
tariffed.
the batteries and stuff, the negotiations are ongoing between China and Trump. Here's the thing: we don't have to like China, but if we can do business and we both benefit, fuck it. Remember, communist societies can't fucking exist without fucking, suckling the teat off of a capitalist one.
Our capitalism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of
So-
capitalists, or not capitalists, I wanted to say communists. So this story broke after I created the stream, so I didn't have it on my notes, but just scrolling through X real quick, saw it. I think it's very important, so I'm going to bring it up. You ready?
Mhm. Yeah.
Boom. Tulsi Gabbard has officially revoked security clearances for Joe Biden,
Yep.
Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, and Alexander Vindman and Fiona Hill.
Good.
So
Let me ask you this. Why? Well, first off, Biden did the same thing to Trump, so fuck it.
right.
That's the arguments like, oh my God, it's so vindictive. Really? Was it vindictive when your fucking dementia guy did it?
Well, these like a lot of these people were like led the crusade against Trump
mhm.
in Russia and
The Russiagate
all the
hoax.
hoaxes. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the ones. So it's like, you
Well,
know,
let me-
Vindman single-handedly, you could probably attribute to him doing the first impeachment. So it's like,
Yep.
yeah, very fair for him to revoke these.
Let me ask you a
clearances.
question. What is the actual reason that any of them should have national security clearances once outside of office, period?
Once outside of office, I cannot give you a articulate answer.
Yeah,
unless
there's-
unless maybe they're planning to rerun or something. But even then, it's like
Even then you get it granted
There's not-
back if
there's
you
not-
win.
yeah, it's not a guarantee that you're going to get back into office in any way, shape, or form.
There's no
What is it?
reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason other than lobbying.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that is so first off, this is good, but this needs to be extended to everybody who leaves office, right or left, it doesn't matter. The moment you leave government, congratulations, your security clearances are stripped from you. Your contacts don't exist. Your ability to lobby, barred. You're barred from it.
I think that I would kind of argue the way that I think if you're president and you're president for 4 years and you lose an election or you don't decide not to run, maybe you have limited security clearance or whatnot. Because if you decide to run again, that might help you. However, if you have a full 8 years as president, you don't get your security clearance anymore because you can't run for office.
You can't run anymore.
Right. So that I can kind of argue, and that
Yeah.
I think makes sense. But yeah, I mean,
So
outside of
Gary
that-
is saying that all past presidents still participate in national security conferences. That is a modern thing that should not exist. There is no reason for that.
I don't know, like, when was the last time Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton were all in the same room talking about national security?
Talking about national security,
for
I
the
don't
best
think-
interest in this country. Never.
I don't know.
I mean, I can't see it. I can't. I mean,
I was going to say, because they were obviously at the inauguration for the
Sure,
most
sure,
part,
but, like,
many of them.
in the same room, yes, we've seen that. But like
Yeah.
talking about national security, what's in the best interest, like you don't see past presidents and current presidents collaborating like that.
Also, there's no reason for it unless requested by the sitting president, right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think that if you want to bring on a former president as some kind of advisor or something to help you through something, navigate, something. I mean, but we've seen that more in like TV shows and movies than we have in real life. I feel like where with a current president will bring in a past president who's dealt with a certain scenario and can help
but
navigate.
at the same
because
time,
they
that's
have
a
contacts and
voluntary
stuff.
thing. Like,
Right.
hey, like let's just give an example. Hey, Trump is dealing with I don't know. I'm just going to make up a fucking country. I'm going to pull it out of my ass. Thailand. The lady boys are acting up again. We need to call Bill Clinton to deal with it. He knows what to do, right? So who do you call? Bill Clinton. And Trump is like, Bill, we need, you to
That's
come
who
in.
you're gonna
right?
call.
What?
That's who you're gonna call.
Bill Clinton, probably. So I guarantee that
For
Thai lady boys?
For the lady boys in Thailand?
100%.
You know who I'm going to call?
Who?
This guy.
Well, that's just one of the lady boys.
Yeah, but if you've seen The Hangover, I mean, I feel like that makes sense.
I mean, no.
I don't know.
That was a horrible joke.
I think you're tired.
No, I think that you're tired.
I think you're tired.
then you're gonna have Bill Clinton,
Right.
go over there, and he's gonna shove a cigar into each one of the lady boys.
Oh, okay. We went there.
Which is what he did to Lewinsky.
Well, lady boy, yes.
Yep, Lewinsky's a lady boy. This is canon now. No, but you see my point but the thing is like all it takes is a phone call between the two to come to some mutual agreement, right? And then they're given clearance about that particular thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they need clearance. Like, there's no fucking reason that a president needs clearance about every goings on post office. There's just not.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I see that.
My friend, she said call Iltak because Iltak likes the lady boys.
Oh boy.
Here's the thing. Past presidents offer insight to emerging or existing situations that might help the sitting president make the.
That might help, A, and B, at the request of the current sitting president.
At the request of. Here's the thing. Let's just say that I am going to become the new CEO of Samsung because I'm not sure if you heard the CEO of Samsung just died of a heart attack.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I was going to make the argument real quick. Like, I don't see Trump calling in George W. Bush for any advice whatsoever, because then he would be labeled. Why is he getting advice from a neocon?
Yep.
I don't see him calling up Barack Obama for advice on anything. I don't see him calling up Bill Clinton for advice on anything. Jimmy Carter, that ship has sailed. Bush Sr., that ship has sailed. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean,
but like,
or he's not really calling up Joe Biden.
No, Joe Biden's not going to call Joe Biden. Joe Biden's sitting there fucking talking from a mirror, wondering who he is.
I was trying to remember the current living president, so I totally forgot about Joe Biden even being president. So
yeah, it's kind of a meme at this point. The thing is like, if I become the CEO of fucking Samsung today, right?
Right.
And then some other previous person who worked as the CEO of Samsung just randomly starts offering me advice. But I look at this person, and this person led to a 25% reduction in Samsung's overall profit margins, right? Why the fuck am I taking that asshole's call? Yeah. Stop him from calling. Secretary, can you tell him to go fuck off? Like, that's essentially how that goes. No, it's at the request of the person in power. That is how it should work. Because let me ask you this. Hey, Dalton, I'm the CEO. You're the previous CEO. And I run into an issue with our tech supplier getting chips out of fucking China, right?
Okay.
But you dealt with this in the past. Hey, mind coming in with this specific issue? I just kind of need your advice on that.
Well, you're a filthy Republican and I'm a Democrat, so no.
That's how it goes in the modern sense. But let's pretend here.
Put that aside. Yeah. Yeah, I would come in. I would be like, here's what I dealt with. Here's how I navigated.
Am I giving you access to our finances?
No.
Am I giving you access to our marketing plans or development plans?
I mean,
what am I giving you access to?
Unless you want to give me that in order for me to help you, I don't expect that. I mean,
I'm giving you access to the thing that's pertinent.
Yeah, basically all I'm giving you is like, hey, here's my knowledge of the skeletons in the closet that I know of. Here's how you can leverage it. I mean, that's pretty much what it's there for.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. It's such a nonsense thing. Having anybody previous, it's like, hey, your clearance is gone
now.
Obviously,
yeah. I mean,
that doesn't mean that we erase your memories and you forget all the stuff that you knew that was secret prior. No, fucking, of course not.
I mean, I feel like if presidents really did lean on past presidents to come in, then why did H.W. Bush not lean on Reagan more when the economy wasn't doing as well under H.W. Bush?
Well, that would be because he had dementia at the time.
Well, okay. But that is not like immediately after he left office, was it? That was
it was in his second term. Reagan was on the downswing, dude.
Okay, all right. Well, fair enough. Maybe fair enough, but still.
But still, it doesn't.
In that scenario,
I think that the idea might have worked in the time of like, you know, Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
When they were still focused on the ideals of liberty for the most part.
Right.
I don't think that it works anymore with the party system. That's one. I do not believe that it works anymore, especially with a candidate like Trump, because a candidate like Trump runs in opposition to all those before him that we know of in our lifetime. Like he runs in opposition to Bush. He runs in opposition to everything that fucking Obama stood for. Right.
Yep.
Clinton, obviously. Right. Biden, of course, right? He runs in opposition of everything that they stand for because they stood for the deep state, to varying degrees, of course. But there's no fucking reason for him to call any of them. You know who? Here's the thing, and you actually do see who he is calling. He's calling people like Elon Musk. He's calling people from the private sector to come in and make these kind of determinations to help him with specific things, which I think is a much better call, because who does the
people who can think outside the box,
not just outside the box, but you're delegating issues of the economy to people affected by it,
right? And they want to see the economy do good because then their business does good. The economy for other people does. I mean, you saw earlier. I don't know if you saw this. So Tim Walz made a remark about, or he was on stage somewhere giving a speech, and he was taunting the fact that the Tesla stock was going down. Yes. And he was parading about it and everything. Yep. And then the night before last night, Elon and the rest of like some top members of Doge was giving an interview on Fox. And Elon basically called Walz like evil because he believes in hurting, like he believes in Tesla
hurting innocent people
hurt, right? Well, he believes in he enjoys seeing Tesla hurt, an American company hurt. It's like when an American company is hurt, that's usually because the economy is hurting.
And not only that, but also
for the economy hurt? Yeah, well, it's hurting him,
the stockholders, but who are the stockholders? But also it hurts the workers of that company,
exactly,
who are Americans.
If
you are your constituents,
if you are pro-American, the most evil thing that you can do, if you claim to be pro-American, the most evil thing that you can do is root against America by rooting against the American companies.
Or is the fact that he was in Tiananmen Square, loves communism, and can fight any Republican and win, which is why what's his name, Kane, the WWE guy, said, "I'll fight you."
Right?
Please accept that, Walz. If
I don't
know.
You're
a pussy.
I don't know if you saw this.
We see one of the first things they do is try and restrict the vote. This is one of the things, though, that this is going to take power to the streets. And I don't know what the answer is on this, but I've been saying this. I think we need a shadow government, so when all these things come up every single day, we've got an alternate press conference telling the truth about what things are happening.
So you want something that is completely unaccountable to the people. You want the deep state. You're muted. I didn't mute you.
No, I know. I did because my dogs were barking. Yeah, very weird position to take if you love America and you love freedom and you love the people.
Here's
holding the government accountable.
We know that he and Kamala and pretty much the entirety of the left and a huge segment of the right, mind you, do not love America. They love power.
Yep.
They love control. So we know that. Every single type 3 diabetic that was in his rally there believes in power and control. They just don't have any. That's the thing. You and I operate under the belief system that we hate power and control that is outside of our own hands regarding our own life, but do not want to wield it against others.
Right.
Which is the ideals of liberty. So you and I are always going to run counter to people like this. And there is luckily a huge segment of people that also will run counter to this. And let's just be real. There are, of course, the fair weather friends that are Republicans that will also run counter to this just because they happen to wave the red flag. But that isn't to say that this can't happen under either administration or hasn't. I truly believe that the deep state not only exists in far more of a capacity than we're seeing, But I believe the shadow government it's already real. We saw that. We know this. The fact that Joe Biden didn't sign anything for fucking how long? Like, are you kidding me? What people are saying, it was essentially Jill Biden, his wife.
Speaking of the deep state, and I guess here's some good news. I don't know if you saw this. Breaking, the U.S. State Department has notified Congress that they are officially shutting down U.S. aid. USAID.
Good.
So,
well, also,
good stuff.
So there was that judge that had said, you can't do this. You have to resume the USAID funding. And then there was a Ninth Circuit judge who told him to go fuck himself, which made me really happy.
Beautiful.
Also, the judge who had said that, and also the judge who made the ruling against illegal immigration. I forget which one it was. I believe it was maybe the illegal one.
I can't remember.
Their daughter runs a NGO. That helps illegals. And it's like, weird that you didn't recuse yourself from that. Fucking odd.
That's a weird conflict of interest.
Totally weird. It's supposed to be, you're supposed to recuse yourself even if there's like an assumed conflict of interest, but that doesn't happen anymore. Nope. So there's that happening. But also, did you hear the plan? Trump has said that he wants to eliminate the ability for federal employees to unionize. Collective bargaining should die. Overall, unions should die. They should not be a thing. Union heads should all go and jump into the nether in Minecraft and burn alive for all eternity.
In Minecraft?
In Minecraft.
Weird. Yeah, I did
fucked by a creeper in Minecraft. But yeah, no, definitely for at a minimum for government employees. There's no reason that government employees should be able to unionize against the American people, because that's what it is. You're unionizing against the American people, because the American people being your boss. Because if I form a union at a company, I'm unionizing with my collective commie little fucking brethren in that case against the will of the CEO. Stockholders, right? Well, in this case, that's the American people. So yes, I will. People have taken. There have been a couple people that are like, it's not really against. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's against the American people.
Yep. All right.
Unions. Also, fuck the TSA, because that's apparently going the way of the dodo, or might as well.
Yep. All right. Well, we've got one last big story, but before we do that, I'm going to have you read something that kind of broke a few hours ago. Again, after
read?
Huh?
I have to read?
Yeah, I'm going to make you read.
Okay, cool.
Because you're a better reader than I am.
Oh, Hooked on Phonics did wonders.
Yeah.
Show it.
So this happened.
All right. This is a tweet by Elon Musk for all our audio listeners out there. XAI has acquired X in an all-stock transaction. The combination values XAI at 80 billion and X at 33 billion, so it's 45 billion less than 12 billion debt. Since its founding 2 years ago, XAI has rapidly become one of the leading AI labs in the world, building models and data centers at unprecedented speed and scale. X is the digital town square where more than 600 million active users go to find the real-time source of the ground truth. In the last 2 years, has been transformed into one of the most efficient companies in the world, positioning it to deliver scalable future growth. XAI and X's futures are intertwined. Today, we officially take the steps to combine the data, models, and compute distribution and talent. This combination will unlock immense potential by blending XAI's advanced AI capability and expertise with X's massive reach. The combined company will deliver smarter, more meaningful experiences to billions of people while staying true to our core mission of seeking truth and advancing knowledge. This will allow us to build a platform that doesn't just reflect the world, but actively accelerates human progress. I'd like to recognize the hardcore dedication of everyone at XAI and X that has brought us to this point. This is just the beginning. Thank you for your continued partnership and support. And don't forget to have sex with your Optimus robot, because that's coming soon.
Yep, every word of that. Especially that last part.
That last part, the most important
definitely
part.
True. Yep, he definitely said that.
100%.
Yes.
It's subtext.
Yep.
Yep.
It's very small.
Yeah.
So looks like XAI has acquired X.
So it is acquired an all stock transaction. So what XAI has purchased it, eliminating
it's all one legal entity now.
Wow.
Yep. So that means they can, like he basically just said, he can combine anything that he wants to.
Not only that, but also it eliminates, because there was the big issue was what fucking X's CEO, the woman, kind of a little lighter on censorship. That won't necessarily need to be the case anymore.
Well, yeah, actually, I do wonder how that's going to play in. I mean, I'm sure she's still CEO of X.
I'm just wondering how much more or less power this is going to give her.
How does that affect? That's a great, I didn't even think about that. That's a great question.
Well, because that was done as a compromise between the people that had made guaranteed
advertisers
Yep. So I'm wondering, since this is a buyout, that gives all of the power over to XAI to essentially appoint somebody that they may believe might do a better job, or
that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. That was a very good point. Because I didn't even think.
And I'm drinking.
Yep, I'm not this.
You got drunk last time.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got real drunk. It's okay, buddy. We love you.
That local stream.
You know what's really funny is both Demi and I drank more than you, but we're so used to drinking, and you're so not.
I have not drank a long time.
It's okay, bud. It's okay.
Yeah. Darn COVID. Haven't been able to enjoy a beer or a few beers at that. Yep.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I saw this.
So XAI, I will actually give credit where credit's due. XAI, for somebody who used ChatGPT prior to this, prior to Grok, mind you, I'm not sure if I told you this, Dalton. I canceled my ChatGPT premium.
You did not.
I canceled it. I don't see a point anymore when I have Grok. Grok is so damn good.
Yep.
And so Grok, when it first came out, was very limited.
Yes.
Very limited. It's accelerated so rapidly.
Yes, they have. I mean,
it's almost at the point of ChatGPT, enough that I felt comfortable getting rid of it.
So, think about this. So, Twitter, before Elon, well, I guess as Elon bought it, it was worth, he valued it as $44 billion. And that was how long?
Way overpaid.
I mean, well, yeah, it is. But it started in 2006.
Yeah.
And then from 2006 to 2022, Elon thought $44 billion was a good price tag for it and made the offer. In a year and a half, maybe 2 years, that XAI has existed. It's already at $80 billion.
Okay. So I would like to just point something out regarding that. These numbers are based on perceived valuation.
Right.
Okay. So there are so many people out there that go, but they're worth this much money. No. This is valuation. This is somebody looked at it and said, hey, assets plus contributions plus technology equals total.
Right.
So this is assessed value.
Right. That makes sense.
Same thing that happens with your house is it's given an assessed value. It's not real world value until it's sold and purchased by someone.
Right. Elon made Twitter $44 billion real world value.
So yes, real world value.
Yes.
But also what this does allow is XAI's perceived valuation of 80 billion allows them to buy the debt using their own loans.
Yep. Well, the all stock transaction basically it's like their own currency, more or less.
Yes. So, but they're able to essentially absorb anything under said valuation,
right?
Which is so. This is it. First off, this is insane that a company grows that quickly, but also it's the AI space. I actually feel like within the AI space, we're going to see juggernauts that are going to come out that are going to destroy other companies just because they happen to code one thing right. It's that's just the reality of it, right? Like you have Grok right now doing great things. You have ChatGPT, which is how we created the thumbnail. But like Grok's going to do that soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Grok might even be able to do it already. I'm not sure.
Probably they just haven't released it yet.
Yeah, exactly. And then Grok will start doing video, stuff. So we're in the golden age of this things. And what happens in the golden age of the internet? Well, we saw like a bunch of trillions of dollars worth of companies starting up. We're going to see the same thing. It's another golden age.
Yeah, I mean, it's, man, I had a thought and then I totally blanked. I was just going to say, it's going to be wild, absolutely incredibly wild to see what XAI is doing a year from now compared to what it is capable of doing right now. That's going to be mind blowing. Everything you just said, like, it's going to be mind blowing.
So Grok can do images now, but like a couple months ago, Grok did not do images.
It did not do images, did not even start doing it well until
didn't search
after a bit. Yeah.
Didn't do online search, real-time search, and now it does real-time search up to date, which took ChatGPT a year to do. I think a year or two to do.
Yeah, I will tell you. Have you used the Grok voice yet?
So I have used it now because I now have the app, and it's fucking insane.
Right.
It's hilarious, but it is fucking insane. And I here's the thing: ChatGPT, for those who don't know, also has their voice thing that you can interact with, and it's pretty good. I will say it sounds pretty natural. But at the same time, the limiting factor with ChatGPT is its hyper restrictive nature.
Yep.
Grok is far less restrictive. Like if I ask Grok, hey, write me, write me a joke that has to do specifically with Tim Walz gargling testicles from a bull named Jerry while Kamala Harris is spanking him with a paddle. It will fucking do it. ChatGPT will be like, how dare you insult them?
You know what I would like to do?
What?
I wonder if I might be able to make it so that we can rig it up so that Grok voice is actually like a co-host of this podcast.
Oh, we probably could.
I might be able to rig that up so that we
might be able to. Also, is there a free version of Grok?
There might be.
Now I'm not sure because I do know that it became like the X Premium thing because I have Premium Plus. I think you
might have like a limited access to it if you are a free user, and then it might like rate limit you.
Yeah, it might rate limit you. It also might put you on like Grok, like let's just say that once Grok 3 comes out of beta, it might lock you to the previous version.
Right.
I'm not sure how that works. Go to what is it? What is the actual like dedicated website for Grok? It's just
Grok.com.
Grok.com.
Yep. Yeah, they're worth 80 billion. I mean, they can buy that domain.
Yeah. So Grok.com is where you're gonna want to do. Check it out. And then it'll either let you do stuff or not.
Yep. I don't know yet.
Yeah. So
yep.
I'm actually not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. Do you want to get into this last story? Because you definitely Yep, you definitely know more about it than I do.
Okay. What is the last story?
It's the CIA ARC hunters.
Okay, so I wrote a script about this, and I just want everybody to understand this.
Oh,
okay. So essentially, let me actually pull it up because I actually have like fucking notes on this. Give me a moment.
I don't.
I do. Give me a moment. Fuck. There's so much data here. Like genuinely, I want you to understand there's so much, like it was hundreds of just stupid nonsense pages. Essentially, for anybody who doesn't know, because I'm gonna start this off with a story. So I was browsing X and I had seen that Veteran with a Sign, who I love dearly. I think he is such a nice, sweet dude.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. Tweeted out, he posted, "Oh, the Ark of the Covenant is real." And I was like, the fuck? So I looked into it. And I know people like Grim looked into it as well. I know quite a few of my friends looked into it. And the issue is that I believe at the time he might have just read headlines and kind of skimmed it. So what had happened was the CIA has this weird program where they essentially are, I'm sure we all know about this, where they try to find out if human beings are psychic, right? And they've had a bunch of these like supposed psychic people. Now, whether or not this exists, we don't fucking know. It's a CIA program. But in these declassified documents, they had apparently taken an envelope, put in those words, like the Ark of the Covenant, right? Without this guy knowing, right? In 88, and then said, "Oh, what do you see?" And then the guy started talking about how he saw an ark with these like seraphs guarding it, and that there were these angels and all this fucking nonsense, right? About the ark and how it was buried, and he saw water and it was underneath like mosques and stuff. And it's like, okay, now let's just take that at face value. Let's just say that you eliminate the idea that, you know, information could be incorrect or also leaked to anything. But also, let's ignore the date because this took place in 88. Okay. So you might look at it and go, okay, cool. Wow, maybe psychics are a real thing. Maybe it's just like a really rare thing, or it has to be awakened, right? You might actually think that because the CIA does shit like this all the time, right?
Yeah.
Until you realize that it was in 1988 and 1981 was when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Yep.
And so you have this entire public consciousness of a massive, and it's described exactly how it is in the movie.
Weird.
That just it's such a fucking nonsense thing. Here's the thing, and I want to be very clear on this. Am I saying the Ark of the Covenant is fake? I'm saying we don't know. I'm saying we're right back to where we were prior.
Right.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm not saying that the supposed tablets that were brought down from Mount Sinai, don't exist or are not in a coffin-like thing. I'm not even saying any of that. What I am saying is we don't fucking know. And that a psychic that is number 32 in a list of God knows how many doesn't know. And I'm also saying that the guy who was apparently psychic number 1, who found a Russian submarine base, also says that number 32 probably doesn't fucking know because they didn't have any validation check, because the whole way that they check these psychics is, oh, you had this vision, this thing, this premonition of seeing something. We have to validate it. So in essence, hey, Dalton, I see behind you, there's this thing, a book. It's got a red spine, fucking, whatever. It's. God,
I wish I could turn around and pull out a book with a red spine. Right
well, you see my point, and then you could, and then it's like, okay, cool. Like then we have validation of this fact.
Right.
There is none of that, because if there's validation, now here's the thing: if we go, I don't know, under the Dome of the Rock, and we go and we dig underneath, and there's water, and there's a fucking Ark of the goddamn Covenant there. Cool. Number 32, you have been vindicated. I'm so sorry. Let me buy you a beer.
What other things can you tell us?
Yeah. What can you tell us?
Yep.
Can you tell us where my real mom is now? It's like, I already know. Know where she is.
All right.
But my issue with it is I hate sensationalism for the sake of sensationalism that is based on essentially things that are just, you disproved it in your own argument, yet you're still sensationalizing it. It's a very, very annoying thing.
Speaking of stuff like that, I'm going to play one last clip before we head over to locals.
Okay.
This clip just dropped.
Just dropped.
Yep. It's a little interesting because it's a congresswoman who is making the claim.
Okay.
And she has access to a skiff where she probably is privy to a little bit more than what's public.
Okay.
And just with that grain of salt, I'm going to play this.
All right. Let's listen.
To actually tell the American people, it was made aware to me this evening that NBC actually has a video that's never been seen before. We're actually
still listening.
Sending a letter requesting that from NBC because it allegedly shows Oswald near the vehicle when the assassination took place, which means that he couldn't have been the shooter. So again, we're tracking down all this information. But look, there's even a CIA document that came out that Mr. Morley pointed out that actually said that the CIA never bought the lone gunman theory. And so I think the American people had an inclination as to what we were saying, but we never had the hard evidence until now. And so it's important to note that in a free and fair society, how could you operate or have an agency operating in the shadows? And so kudos to President Trump, also Director Radcliffe and Tulsi Gabbard for pushing for this transparency. It is going to be generational changing that they've done this. And we hope to bring forward legislation to ensure that this never happens again for future generations to come.
You're saying NBC has been keeping this tape of Oswald under wraps?
Correct. In fact, Director Stone actually told us that he was showed this tape, that it was a secondary copy, and that he said that this could blow open the entire JFK investigation. What I will also tell you, though, Jesse, is he said that NBC has been very, very much so guarding this tape. And so I believe that that tape belongs to the American people. We are going to be sending a letter asking for that tape. And I would encourage everyone to ask NBC to release that tape to the public. It's important, not just for our investigations, but so the American people know the truth as to what happened with John F. Kennedy.
All right. Well, I think they will release it because I believe the president will probably put it on Truth Social pretty soon. All right, Congresswoman Anna Paulina
well,
Luna.
hopefully Fox promotes it. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
So, interesting.
I mean, we talked about this.
NBC. Look, if there is a video out there showing something like that, and I'm surprised nobody at NBC whistleblowed. Well,
that's
blue. Yeah, there we go.
Blue,
I'm adding a D on it for no reason. But yeah, I mean,
also, here's the thing. If let's just say that is 100% accurate, that this is all true, right?
Yeah.
Because we didn't see the video there.
Right.
Let's just say it is.
Yep.
That ruins NBC's reputation as a factual news source that's going to tell you the things that matter.
Fair. Very fair.
Immediately.
But at the same time, like, you have a tape that's that explosive. Wouldn't you want to break that first? Wouldn't you want to be like, hey, wow, we have this thing that nobody else has. We're going to do an exclusive. We're going to blow this entire thing up. It's going to be generational changing, just like this.
That's the thing. And the only reason that maybe they're releasing it now is because, public perception is thus and enough people, so it's like, okay, but
it shouldn't take public perception to bring forth facts.
No. That's the thing. Right. And that's why it would destroy them.
Right. Yeah.
Because it completely defeats their fucking statement or any journalistic statement of
government. Yeah.
We'll report the truth every time. And it's like, no, you'll report whatever the government tells you to, and tells you not to, you won't. That's all that says to me.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, we talked about, and I don't think we brought it up, how Javier Milei in Argentina is apparently releasing documents about how fucking Mustache Man was in Argentina post World War II, possibly. We don't know the facts about that either, but there's apparently documents on it which says stuff. Apparently.
Yeah.
But the reason is like, well, why fucking hide this? Why lie? You have to think beyond the evidence of the conspiracy. You don't have, because everybody focuses on, like, for the JFK conspiracy, they focus on, Oswald wasn't alone. Yes, but what are the implications of that, Dalton? You have to think, what are the implications? What are the implications of the Argentinian government hiding the fact that one of the world's biggest mass murdering sociopaths was in their country post World War II, possibly, right? What if, in this case, what does that imply, for the JFK? It implies probably what we guessed, which is, multiple gunmen, and it probably was the CIA mixed with probably the FBI, the local Dallas police force, and the mob. Probably.
Maybe. Likely.
Maybe it was just some crazy bitch named Janice.
Oh, you can never trust a Janice.
You can't.
Speaking of Janices, we're going to head over to locals.
Yeah, where you can find your Janice, because there are sexy locals looking for you in your area.
Beautiful. We have a third sponsor.
What a transition.
Janice.com.
We promise Janice isn't transitioning.
God, I hope nobody goes to that. It's a bad site. I just said it out loud. I'm like, I've never been there before.
Don't go there. Don't click on the website.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Do not tell them we sent you. All right, listen. We're going to head over to our locals. If you do not have an account for locals,
it is free.
It's free. You basically have a Rumble account. You sign up for Rumble, and it connects you to locals because Rumble owns locals.
Yep.
We are going to do a 30-minute live stream tonight. Tac has to kind of be up early tomorrow, so we are going to do a little time limit on it.
I got work.
But also 30 minutes is our time limit anyway, because we are 20 members away from breaking 50 members. Once we break 50 members, we can do like longer streams.
I think
more things open up for us over on our locals community that will allow us to do some really cool things for you guys and with you guys. So with that said, we're going to pop on over there. Give me 2 minutes and the stream should be up and live.
Yep.
So with that, I'm Dalton.
And I'm Tac, and you'll get to hear Dalton say slurs over there on locals. So make sure to make an account right now.
He keeps hoping that that's going to happen. It's like it happens.